Good evening, guys. It's Monday. It's me and a Monday. It's 48 hours after the disaster that was the FA Cup. I suppose if you do want to talk about it, you can. If you don't, you know what? There's more things to talk about. We've got the Glazers causing chaos again. We've been linked with Hojlund, which now seems to be moving in a positive direction. And just lately, within the last couple of hours, we've been linked with Goretzka from Bayern Munich. I know Monday's grinning when I told him about that one. I heard boom in the WhatsApp message when I sent it to him. So, guys, this is the Man United agenda. Let's get this show on the road. Monday, we were in the cave for 48 hours, boy. Channel shut down. Man think we was avoiding them, guys. Look, there's only a couple of us on here at the moment, and things were stretched. We could have put out something, but it would either been in my car or in a Monday's back garden. So you know what we thought? You know what? We'll save it for Monday. So if you do want to talk about the disaster that was the game, we can. If not, we're going to be moving forward with the Glazers and Hojlund and whatever else seems to come up from you guys in the chat. So before we go any further on Monday, do you want to say howdy to these people?
Yeah, I want to say hi to big up Jeff, man. Jeff, top supporter of the channel, saying big up, like, subscribe to everyone. For the price of a pint, you become a member as well. It was what Errol used to say, for the price of chicken box or something like that, didn't he?
Yeah, box of chicken or chicken box meal or something.
Yeah, I prefer that. Well, big up Jeff. Big up to Rebel. Rebel's away on vacation. So if anything happens with the Glazers, we're at a loss here because Rebel is the expert when it comes to the Glazers. Message today, F off, you useless good. You're killing the club with your cancer, pulling it apart. The fan base hates your guts. So take your money and pee off. That's from Rebel, from Agenda. Matthew Bassett saying, big up to everyone in the chat. Big up Matthew Bassett, man. Now, how long's Matthew been around? Matthew's been with us for a long time.
From the beginning.
From day dot, you know. King Dino, how you doing, man? He said, good evening. Hope he's hanging around, Keenan. It's going to be an interesting show. Goretzka, Matthew Bassett gives him the thumbs up, that's for sure. Vincent Bollock was there at the FA Cup final, and we lost the FA Cup, just like when they turned up at the women, and we lost the Women's Cup too. Oh, dear. Can we forget the game? No, we can't. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it just for a few minutes. And Matthew saying, leave Saturday at Saturday. We don't need to speak about it. I just want to say this because I'm just going to counter Mr. B on the cup final. I thought we played well. I thought we represented ourselves quite well. Obviously, going down like that after 13 seconds, however long it was embarrassing because you left your man. You can pick out mistakes. You can point fingers. We could have done that on Saturday. I mean, Ericsson, the first ball, second ball should have been one for sure. And then you left the guy free in that zone, which is dangerous. But yeah, Stoney's in the house as well, Liverpool fan, and the brother.
Look at it. No, he didn't play. He didn't play.
Stoney, what a player!
No, he did. Actually, he did play. I
saw when we played against Stoney the other day, or a few weeks ago now. I saw him give it like a give and go. Like, he gave it and went, and no one could live with it. I was like, what?
He's like a bullet.
I know, but the touch technique, the vision, there's the scanning. Class player. He said, good evening, gents. Season is now ended. Let's see what Leeds United, Leicester, Southampton. Very funny. I want to say hi to someone else who also played in that game in midfield. For us, though, that's Ed Mayhem. Ed Mayhem, how you doing, bro? Good to see you in the house as well. Just to follow up, King Dino saying, we showed good spirit and played well in spells, but we made a few costly errors. That's right. We certainly did. And I want to say hi to Eminem. I'm going to call you Eminem because I can't pronounce your name. But welcome to the Man United Agenda. He's saying, any news on the sell? We're going to get to that. Hang around. Wait right there. Just talk a little bit about the FA Cup final before we go on to that. Mr. Bath Time, I know tonight at 9 o'clock is Love Island. So you're only here for the next 23 minutes, I imagine. But good to have you, Bath Time. One of our very own. Matthew Bassett saying, let's talk Maguire, possibly go to Chelsea, part of the loan deal. So part of the deal between Mount or go to Spurs as well. And I'm sorry to have to disagree. We didn't turn up, says Vincent Bullock. Can I just say this? Yeah, let me finish what I was saying about this. We went down after 30 seconds. I've already explained a few errors in that. It's usually you could say, oh no, it's going to be a 6-3 again. But I think we represented well. I think in the first half we came back, showed a few nice little moves in the final third, and played some good football at times. You know, just couldn't finish our dinner. It didn't really create that much. But I was really proud of how we played. And it was only 2-1 in the end. Did we deserve a penalty? I don't know. But it's handball. That's what it was. But it got us back in the game. And at half time, I was thinking, let's go. Imagine a team talk at half time going in, we can do this, you know? And it's unfortunate what happened. The second goal was stupid as well. You could blame De Gea. He should have been off his line a little bit to close the angle. Players not really closing him down. But small margins of errors. And I think that next season we had to fix that up. We played this season with players that are not really Ten Hag's players. We said before the start of the season, give the guy 2, 3, 4 windows to get it right, get his players in. So we've got another window. Welcome to the new window, opening up soon. And hopefully we get some proper players in. Players that we'll be talking about tonight. Emma's in the house as well, quickly. Just want to say second final this year. I'm not even mad if we lost, she said. And Solo's here as well. Big up to Solo. Love Island talking fan, says Robbie Norman. Robbie, how are you doing, man? Nice to see you in the house as well as Vincent and all the other guys as well. Mr. B, do you want to counter me on that? Because I just said some positive things about how we played.
You're a positive guy on Monday. You've only just stopped backing Maguire after 18 months of everybody else slaughtering him. So you see the positives in so much. We were 3 players from our first team out. Anthony, Martial, as bad as people think Martial is, as poor as some people seem to think Anthony's played, and Martinez. We had three of our first team not playing in the game.
Big shout.
Would it have improved the way we played? Who knows? But Man City went in there with a fully rested, fully prepared squad. I mean, look, they took what's his name off after 70 minutes. I mean, it didn't seem to change the game. De Bruyne after 70 minutes. So they're a long way down. They're a long way into their cycle. The fact that we came back, all right, dodgy penalty, granted, very dodgy penalty. I would have been screwed if that was given against us, but it wasn't. It was given for us. And I cheered it. And I cheered it when the goal went in as well. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and pretend. Did I expect us to win the game? No, but I hoped that we would have done. The fact that, as I said, I'm more happy the fact that we came back into the game. You know, the little rally at the end of it. You know, things happen in games. You know, you toss the ball in. It was maybe the first 2 or 3 times that Shaw actually just launched the ball in and we caused a little bit of chaos, you know. So I'm not totally disappointed. Disappointed that we lost. But everybody's talking about the treble and us stopping them from the treble. So, you know what? It's one of them things. We got it first. You know, as long as they don't get the quad next year, then that's fine. We got it first.
Yeah.
We were the ones who bust the cherry. So let's not get it twisted. Everybody always remembered us. Yeah, right, exactly. That's what they got. You know, that's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Man City now are getting sloppy seconds. Well done. I like that one. I like that one.
I like the one about we got there first and popping the cherry.
Yeah.
That's how it works. I'm going to use that. That helps with my arguments this week.
We were there first, man.
If Maguire would have started, we would have conceded the first goal. I did state that because I think you've got to win them first, second ball. We lost. And hesitation between Fred and Lindelof. Casemiro couldn't win the battle with Haaland for that long ball. So, yeah, it's quite possible Maguire could have done something like that. Fred signs a new 4-year contract. Mr. B.
What is this? Listen, Solo, what you need to do is look at the picture, look at Fred's hair. Look at Fred's here now and look at Fred's here. Don't even start winding me up. I'm not even interested in any of your nonsensical fart today, bruv. None.
We got some sad news here. And Vincent saying here, yeah, I was at the final. So big up to Vincent coming all the way down to Wembley for the 2-1. And then some so-called Man United fan stole his bag.
Oh, shit.
Sad. Sad. That's not nice. Ed Mayhem saying here, that's right, Mr. B, we the ones, that's right, pointing up. And Andy Herbert's in the house as well, Arsenal fan, So big up lads from Football United TV is in Valencia, Spain, trying to find you a striker. That's Matty. He's in Seville and Valencia, isn't he?
Anthony, enjoy your second place. Enjoy the same Champions League that we're in. We enjoyed Wembley twice, and we got further than you guys in Europa. So I think we had a better season than you. Now come off the channel, and before you go, hit the like button, mate. Hit your like button on the way out, yeah. Look, talk of these people on their way out. Some people might not even be going.
Big up Box, by the way. Box has just arrived. How you doing, bro? Same Cavani, obviously, as we know, plays for Valencia. Zlatan just retired today. He played for Man United for a season and a bit. We won the Europa League. He was injured. What a great career, eh?
Yeah, I know. Over 500 goals he scored as well.
Really?
I mean, that's they had it down to. They didn't realize it was that much. He's a phenomenon. Yeah, that's the right word. The goal that sticks. You know the goal that he scored against Ian for England when he did that. When he must have been about 9 foot in the air, boy, and the ball just went up. Pow! Yeah. You know, that's his. Yeah, I was glad when he came to Man United. I think he upped to a couple of players' levels. I know Rashford did a post today. I don't know if it was Instagram or Twitter, just saying how much he really, really respects him for what he did for him and that. So, you know, fair play to man like Zlatan, man. 41 years. He's
that though, Mr. B. I think Zlatan, he's got personality. This is the thing. He's a winner. He's one of these guys that, you know, in the dressing room, if you're feeling a bit of doubt or you've got a bit of anxiety, you can look to him because he's always believes in himself. That's what I love about the guy. I've read his autobiography as well. He's always been positive and a winner at heart. I mean, he had a record, didn't he? He's got every season he's won a league or he's won titles wherever he's gone, apart from Man United. But it doesn't matter. But yeah, he's what a great player, and I would put him up there as one of the all-time greats in world football. I don't know what you guys think in the comments, but big up to Zlatan. Played till he's 40 and really played really well when he came to Man United at that age. I thought that was tremendous what he produced for us. Anyway, over to you, Mr. B.
It's come out, guys. Obviously, everybody's seen the rumors. We knew what was supposed to be happening. I had my doubts. I did voice them when all of this came out at the beginning. And I hope I'm not a prophet, boy, because, boy, I'm definitely a prophet of doom. Now, it's come out that the Glazers, he wasn't overly upset with the reception that he received at Wembley. He needs to come to Old Trafford, then you really see the full hatred. And they're thinking about staying now, whether or not this is a ploy to maybe try and smoke out another 17th bid from Sheikh Yassim. But yeah, it looks like he did contemplate in staying. Now, I know from Rebel's first message that Rebel will be on the first plane to Florida with his flak jacket and his vest. And his nightshade glasses, looking to hunt down Mr. Glazer. So I think I'm hoping it's bluster, but there could be issues going on. On Monday, you're grinning. I know you're laughing at Rebel. You're not laughing at the Glazers staying.
What Stoney's saying about Fred here. Said, big up Fred, any player can wear 1 gold bead in a four-head cornrow. Must be a player. He's coming to take the mickey, I know. Look, Box is saying here, as Rebel was saying as well, if the Glazers stay, then it shows they are deluded in thinking they'd receive bids of 7 to 8 billion. I don't know if that's it. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not the best person to ask about this whole affair with the Glazers. But I will say this. It's clear that they're not wanted at the club. Now, Vincent, you in the house, you were at the game the other day. He turned up at the game, obviously £250,000 was it to fly him in or helicopter him in, and he was sitting next to Fergie. And I think that was a bit awkward for Fergie. I felt a bit bad for Fergie, even though Fergie was the guy to bring him in. No one wants to be associated with him. It's like who farted, who wasn't sitting next to him. That's the kind of face that Fergie had, and there was a gap. There's enough of a gap to say, I ain't feeling you. You know. I don't know what's going on, to be honest. I want initially, when it first started, I wanted the Qataris to come in and do a thing. But now I'm thinking, after I'm seeing Man City doing, they're calling plastic or that kind of thing. Wouldn't we be tarnished with the same brush if we get this Middle Eastern money to come and sort of sort our problems out? I would like to sort our problems out authentically, you know, by bringing youth players through and making a few key signings here and there, you know, without having to do all this. But we have to get rid of the Glazers. So I do have to accept that. Most people, I don't know how you feel in the comments, but it seems most people want the Qataris in because Ratcliffe has let himself down a bit by saying if he does make a bid, there will be the consequence of that might be that the Glazers will still have a piece of the pie, you know, as they say. So that's going to upset a lot of people too. And then people, you got to have some sort of clarity here, guys. We want the club sold. We want the Glazers out. That's clear. But we can't control what happens here. So I wouldn't mind, as long as they sort of lose more control of the club. I think that's a positive.
Really?
Yeah, it's better than it is now. Come on, clearly, if they get this Ratcliffe deal and they got 20% or whatever it is, it's better than what we got now.
Yeah, but they're still sucking money.
Agreed, but this is how business goes. I pay my taxes, you know. Before I get my wages, I look at my wages and say, but wait, where's this money going? You know, they're sucking my
PAYE, you don't even know him. Yeah.
Exactly. Where's that going? What services do I get? You know, I can walk down the street and get wet up or something. You know, it's not dangerous out here these days. Where's my protection? The NHS is on its face. And then they're sending money all over the place. I can't control what the government do with the money they're stinging from me. You know what I'm saying? So my anger is more towards them than what's happening at my football club right now. Because my football club is my way of healing the anger that I feel from the government robbing me. I sit down, I watch my club, I watch some football, enjoy it with the boys, come on the Man United agenda and enjoy it. So I'm more passionate about being the average man being robbed with what's going on in the world today than what's happening here. We know how they operate, these big wigs. We know that they stink, and we can see it with our government. But we've got to direct my so-called anger, if it is anger, in a different way. I'm saying, listen, guys, if these guys we want out because they're sucking whatever, blah, blah, blah. We want success. That's the main thing. We want success at the club, okay? The success will come if you separate the ownership from the football side of things. We got a good football manager. We didn't have a good football manager or the right team prior to this since Fergie left. Now we got a good football manager who's done really well in his first season. So I just want to, if we can, get the blinkers on, ignore what's going on with the Glazers for now and say Ten Hag on that, first focus on that. The stadium might be falling apart. We might, the training ground might be poor. We might be getting, players that maybe we wouldn't get if we had the big money coming in. But I want to focus on the football side of things. And I think it's been promising, that thing. I'm ignoring the rest for now because it's winding people up. You only have to look at Rebel for evidence for that.
God bless Rebel and these swear words at 7 o'clock in the morning talking about the Glazers. Guys, obviously you've heard the Monday's thoughts. You've heard my thoughts. We want to hear your thoughts. Are we accepting them staying? Do we want to try and keep ourselves blinkered? I mean, look, to be fair, we try to keep it quite positive on the agenda a lot of times. So yeah, we do not say poo-poo. We do laugh. We do laugh for a couple of things. We know it's serious and we know it really does get on a lot of people's nerves. But guys, as one day said, if you start stressing about things that are above your control, you're going to die. Yeah, you're going to die of stress. So guys, look, we know why we're here. We're on here to have a laugh. We're on here to have maybe a more light-hearted look at things. Look, we know the Glazers are an offence. I mean, it should be in the swear word as a dictionary, to be fair, but it's not, So I said we try, we hope, but it is out of our control. If the club does get sold or doesn't get sold, they're going to riot. They're not going to riot. They're going to protest. They're not going to riot. What can me, you, OMONDI, Box, Bath Time, Senior Nesta, Stoney, although he'll probably be there on the Glazers side, to be fair, cheering them on. Mr. Herbert in tow. So look, I said, guys, look, we report it, but there's not really much that we can do about it. So guys, don't let it stress us, especially you, Rebel. Yeah?
Especially Rebel. Yeah, big up to Senor Nesta Lopez, one of our favourites. If you want some feedback, Emma's saying get them MFs out of here, motherfuckers, for people who don't know. Big up to Red Devils TV. Good evening, Jets. Matthew saying it's only 2 of the Glazers that's causing issues. Obviously, there's enough of these brothers. There's a lot of siblings, isn't there?
There's 6 of them. Yeah, 6 of them. 4 of them would sell. Yeah.
Boxer saying even Brian Glazer turned up this time. Bath Time saying Fergie still takes money from the Glazers. 4 Glazers want out. Only Joel and Avram want to stay because they think they're older and wiser. They realize there's potential money here. Andy Herbert saying thoughts of Mount soon joining United. We go on to that. Ratcliffe poisoned me. I've heard that story. It's a funny one from Bath Time. Not funny. It's not funny. Sorry, it's never not funny, but interesting story. Here, we are already 5 to 8 years behind City. Glazers need to be out. Box saying win in spite of the Glazers, but it's becoming harder every season. It is certainly, yeah. Is Rebel re-announcing his support of United over the Glazers? Not sure. Emma's saying here, if we were a smaller club with smaller fan base, we would have already been relegated with them in charge. And Senor Nesta saying Glazers are trying to hold us for every last penny, and we can protest as much as we want, but what is it? Jeff saying here, OMONDI, Mr. B, thanks for all the fun this season. Couldn't have found a better group to hang out with. Got to hit them in the pocket. Empty the stadium and no support of the sponsors. That's the only way. There you go. It's interesting that. And finally, Kingston Ahmed is saying, by the way, hello Kingston, or King's son, saying, whatever happened to Manchester United, I still believe in my team. What do you think about just before we move on, what do you think about this? Because Jeff, our favourite referee from the United States, he's saying, hit them in the pocket by emptying the stadium, or don't buy their shirts, or the sponsors. Is that something? Do we really?
They're doing it. I mean, look, they're doing it. All these people are getting linked. They get bombarded with emails and stuff. But let's not get it twisted. They're going to the United States on tour. Every single ground is going to be ram.
Yeah.
This is the issue. United, if these people give up their season tickets that they've had for generations, guess what's going to happen? They'll sell it to the next. Somebody else will buy the ticket. So I understand that people, but don't give up what's called giving you so much joy for all of your life. You know what I mean? Rebel saying, I'm going to deny. I'm not bloody supporting him. I'm not watching him. Rebel, don't do that to yourself, bruv. Don't do that to yourself. Gaelic football isn't all year round. I know Kerry did the thing for you. I know Kerry did the thing for you this year, but bruv, it's not something that you could always rely on. You know what I mean? Are they like the Man Cities, or was it a one-off like Blackburn?
All right. Well,
you know what? Yeah, enough of them. Now look, Rasmus. I said it the other day, things seem to be moving quickly. And obviously, I'm absolutely delighted that Benzema's decided to go and earn the money in Saudi, because it means that Real Madrid now need a striker. Whether or not it's thrown their plans off, I did hear that they were hoping that he would have stayed another year and then they would have gone in and got Mbappe or whatever. Or maybe it's moved things. Mbappe's not leaving PSG. Now, let's be honest. Harry Kane at Real Madrid, Harry Kane at our club would be great. But Harry Kane at Real Madrid then means that, one, he gets the move that Levy wants. But let's be honest, Levy's not selling him to us. Right. He's not going to sell him to us. So rather than we go there trying to knock down the door, forget it. Let him go somewhere else and deal with something else. And this is why I think now this Rasmus thing is moving a lot quicker. What do you reckon?
Okay, so yeah, Benzema, it's usually transfers like this to trigger, it's like a domino effect with other transfers, and it's happened really early. So Real Madrid clearly are looking for somebody, and I've heard today they're willing to spend 100 million on Kane, and they're the sort of club that would spend that sort of money on a 30-year-old, where we're sort of umming and ahhing about it. They would do it. They demand success. That's the difference with Real Madrid at the moment. They've won so many Champions League in the last decade, and we haven't. So they're at the point where it's like we need to sort of maintain. They've lost the league to Barcelona this season. They've got booted out by Man City. So when they're reflecting, they're thinking to themselves, hold on a minute, Modric is old, Benzema's out of here. We need to sort of step it up because the demands are super high there. Every season they have to win something. Granted, their leagues are easier to win. It's only them and Barcelona most of the time, but they need to replace Benzema. I think they're going to get Kane or someone of that ilk and spend a lot of money. They have to. They've got rid of players as well, and Modric is not getting younger, and they need to strengthen. And they need a right back as well, and they need a left back quite possibly. They ended up playing Camavinga there, so there's going to be a lot of business there in Real Madrid for sure this season. I think I'm starting to you sniff around the news, don't you? I'm starting to think now Kane ain't coming, and if it does come, it's going to drag on all summer. And I don't want that to end up with nobody. So when you're talking about this Hojlund or whatever how do you pronounce it? I don't want to get mixed up with Haaland. Forget Haaland. He's rejected. Hojlund. I like it. Remember, like in the early days, before when foreign players were coming to the Premier League, it was usually Scandinavian players, wasn't it? You get the Norwegians like Blow, and remember Swindon had a few. I can't remember their names. The Scandinavian guy.
They'll come.
Wimbledon had that guy who ended up at Liverpool. We had Henningberg. It was always like the best of the Scandinavians would come to the Premiership because they were strong, tough.
You forgot about Ollie.
Ollie as well. There you go. Good shout. Because they had sort of certain credentials. They were strong. They were battle hardened. They could handle all weathers because obviously it's colder over there and it's grim over here as well. And that was that we were getting the best of the Scandinavians, and we could even get a look in at the Portuguese, Spanish, Italians, the Latin players that love to serve up great football and Olay football. We didn't see that for a long time, but now it's getting to the stage with. Back then it was Brian Laudrup and Michael Laudrup were the only two exciting Scandinavians for me. But now we've got players of like Odegaard and the guy who plays for Man City, the striker. and now we're talking about Lundgren. What's his name?
Hojlund.
And I've had a look at him, Mr. B, and I must admit, I'm pleased that we're going after this guy because he does seem like a good signing.
Rapid.
Yeah, rapid. One, because of the value. When you look at him, 20 years old, and he's probably take about 2 years before he smashes it. But I think there's a high ceiling there with him. He's good on the dribble. He's big. He's strong. He's got those standard credentials that Scandinavians have. That's why they win all the strongmen competitions. So he's got all that already. But he's got a bit of, what do you call it, Mr. B? What do you like to call it? Yeah, I love how you do that. It's not good that about him, and I'm happy watching as much as I can from Atalanta, and I do think it's a promising signing. Someone who can hold up the ball pretty well, something that we like. Someone who can link up the plays, good with the transitions. That's been spoken about. I read a long article in The Athletic as well about how he would influence us, So everyone do your homework because I'm new to this as well. I'd like to see how he gets on at Manchester United. We need an out-and-out striker. He's not that main out-and-out striker in that mode. He can do it all. He can play. He's more of a forward to me, but we can sort of put him down the middle, and he's got enough about his game to cause some problems. So I'm all for it. I like him. He's 10 years younger than Kane. And I think with the training, this is the thing, with a manager is not only supposed to pick the team, you're supposed to develop players as well.
Coach,
improve them. If you grab a player who's youngish and then he's got a high ceiling and you get the potential, you maximize the potential out of him, I think that's good. And I think it's promising because when we look at development of some players this season, it says to me that the manager's got a way of getting the best out of some players.
He's improved everybody. Fred's worth money. Wan-Bissaka isn't getting sold.
Example, yeah.
There's a couple of them obviously who maybe stayed at the same level, but I think he improved the majority of the players that he coached this season. He improved.
So have you had your scouting goggles on and have you been like checking them out?
Yeah, I so earlier on, you watch him. You have to watch him on YouTube. That's the only way we get to do him. And I like fast. I like players who want to run past players. That's me. I like one-on-one, you want him to go past him, and he looks like he does that. So that already excites me. The fact that he's tall, I mean, he's what is he, 6'2"?
6'1", 2", yeah.
6'1", 6'2",
you
know, and he's quick. He's quick, really, really quick. You know, so he's already got the stuff that excites me as a player that I like to watch. He's already got it. Certain things that I said, certain things are here moving. The fact that Kane's not going to be going, good, leave him. Kane, you had your chance. You don't want to take it. Piss off. Go to Real Madrid or stay trophyless under what's his name, Postecoglou at Tottenham now, because that's where he's going. You know, stay, no problem. He doesn't want to cause a fuss. He doesn't want to come. I like players like Anthony, who said, I'm coming to Man United. Martinez, I'm coming to Manchester. These are players that I want. I want a player to say he wants to come to us, to prove that he wants to come to us. All right. So Jadon Sancho said he wanted to come to us, and for whatever reason, he's not saying. But I said, look, we've already talked about the Garnacho Slayer. That's all for another show. We'll save that for another time. Let's not go there. But yeah, look, I'm that excites me on Monday. It excites me, and as I said, I feel there's a lot of talk at the moment, whether rightly or wrongly, whether it's rumors that he wants 2 players in before they go on tour. Now that gives us excitement because we're going to see the 2, and it would be really interesting to see who those 2 were. When do we go, guys in the chat? When do we go on tour? We going out on the 14th or the 15th of June?
Of June.
Sorry, July. Sorry, July. If anybody can tell me, I'm in the chat when we're going out, but I think we're going out in July. I think we're going to be going out, and so it'd be nice to have a couple of players. Look, Liverpool players can be signed before this, the McAllister deal's done, but there was a lot of rumors that was done before. So I'm not going to say, oh, they've gazumped us or he's chosen Liverpool over us. They put their groundwork in early, you know, and that's what Liverpool do. So come first day of pre-season, guess what? He's already at the club. This is what we need to do. Don't wait till July the 1st. Do it before. So come July the 1st, we parade him in his shirt. He can go on holiday, come back, boom, pre-season tour all the way.
What do you think about his goal record, though? Because he's not exactly prolific, is he?
No, but he doesn't have to be. He's 20 years old and he's playing for Atalanta. You know, if he was playing for Real Madrid and getting a million chances a game, then fine. But I think there's so much for Ten Hag to work with. There's so much there for Ten Hag to work with. You know, we do trust him, to be fair.
All right. So just a couple of comments here about the guy we got talking about. Sorry, I just want to pronounce it correctly because she's from Denmark and she's saying Hojlund. So Hojlund, yeah. Hojlund. Yeah, I like that. That's easy for me. From now on, I would never get that wrong again. Hojlund. Alex is saying both footed and scores with his head. This is good. That's what you need to have in your striker locker. Scoring your head as well. We haven't had that for a while. In the last season, at least. Senor Lopez knows talent. Jonathan David, big time player. Senor Lopez has said here, Marcus Thuram, David, and the young kid in the Italian league. We need someone like that, or get 2 of these free strikers because we always said we wanted.
Right. So I've got a question for you guys in the chat. If we got 2, say we got Muani and Hojlund, are we happy with that as 2 signings? The fact that neither of them are the finished article.
Was that what about Martial? Does that mean Martial stays?
No, man. Martial pisses off. Martial's gone.
Okay. Wow. Alex saying very physical, very fast, direct, links up play, great feet on the ball to receive. It's a bit like Ruud van Nistelrooy.
Oh, no, don't tell me. Oh, Ruud van Nistelrooy. You can't listen. You can't be just be throwing those names in the chat, bro. He was a demolition. But to be fair, we hardly won shit with Ruud, you know. He banged in goals, but as a team, we really didn't win. Which was weird. We didn't win that much with Ruud as our main striker, did we?
Weren't they? We didn't really sort of progress from the 99 team. We should have been winning the Champions League and the league. You know, we did know we won a treble. We won 3 in a row after that, didn't we? Around that time. But Arsenal were very good at the time. And Omri was beating him in the charts. But anyway, I think Liverpool doing business, as Emma's saying here, McAllister's going there. And She's also saying here that's quite inexperienced. We need our wingers to step up then. So yeah, I would be happy, Mr. B, with Hojlund and one of these other guys like Jonathan David or whatever. I think that'd be decent. That's decent enough. Just to ask you a question, Mr. B, because I was thinking about this on my way home. We're going outside of the Premier League thing, looking for players to come in and to have this impact. Is there anyone in the Premier League that you say could be two strikers you would sign?
Tony
and who?
Oh, not from the Prem. I'd only take one from the Prem. I'd take Tony.
What about Watkins?
No, I'm not an Ollie Watkins. I'll be honest. I'm not an Ollie Watkins fan. I think he's a streaky player. I don't know. I'm just. Is it me being like pompous, maybe thinking he's too low level for Man United? But no, I'm not feeling Ollie Watkins.
Okay,
I'm not feeling Ollie Watkins.
You need
but
a
I would
post
definitely
to get your goals. So
we don't need a. See, you say that. That's not Ten Hag's style. He doesn't want a poacher because that means he wants the whole team to work.
Okay.
You understand? I don't think he's ready to build, because if that's the case, then he would have kept Ronaldo and just left him in the box.
Does that mean there's not enough good strikers in the Premier League that we should be looking at? Because we're Man United, we usually be able to pick the best of the strikers. Obviously, we can't at Man City, but we can't at Liverpool. We've never really done that. But we can pick off Arsenal's best striker. We've done that before.
No, we couldn't do that now. Listen, we couldn't take their player now. We couldn't even do a Newcastle. We couldn't even take a player from Newcastle.
I would say when you look at the stats of goals this season, Callum Wilson scored a lot of goals. Ollie Watkins scored a lot of goals. And like you said, Tony scored a lot of goals. And these are three Englishmen playing in the Premier League. But you're saying we wouldn't consider that. If they're playing abroad, would we be doing shows about them and scouting them? Is there a thing about buying players abroad that we just don't? There's players under the radar that we just don't.
Cheaper.
Rate?
It's cheaper. You get better value for you. I think it's better value for money. How old is Watkins? We go to Europe.
27, 28.
We want to get a 27. If we went to Villa and said how much we're good, they're going to be quoting us £60 million for Ollie Watkins.
Yeah.
Really, you can go and get, as I said, Hojlund may well cost that, but he's 5, 6, 7 years younger than he is.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So I just think it's probably value for money, to be fair, Monday.
Okay. Just lastly, what do you think of Ferguson from Brighton? Because we missed out on him.
Another couple years in the Prem. I mean, he'll have European football. Yeah, I like him. Him. He does a lot. It was Rebel was onto him, and obviously he would be. But Rebel was saying, "Oh, we need to." I'm thinking, who the bloody hell are you talking about? Bloody Ferguson. But yeah.
He was at our club, wasn't he? He had a trial. It was all set to sign.
Yeah.
Something went wrong.
We let him. Look, it's like anything else. Look, players always look. Martinelli came through the club. We said he was no good. It happens. Yeah. Things happen. Players get turned down. The guy at Eze.
Yeah.
He got turned down. He got turned down quite a few times. So things. Things happen. We're probably going to regret it. Don't get me wrong, but things happen. And I tell you one big thing happening at the moment on Monday. Our midfield needs a complete overhaul.
Oh, for sure, man.
And last couple hours. Look, I hope I've spelt his name right. To be fair, Goretzka. Now I know we have spoken about him, and I just think that he was somebody like Kimmich, who was out of Manchester United's reach. Now, what's happened over the weekend, and since obviously Tuchel's come in, he's looking for Declan Rice. He wants to play Declan Rice so that he can move Kimmich to play further forward in the formation. And by all accounts, Goretzka can't do that. So, not saying he's surplus to requirements, but this is something I want to ask you. If a manager brings you on for 14 minutes in a game, does he have respect for you? Now, the last Bundesliga game for Bayern, he brought him on the 71st minute and substituted him on the 85th minute.
Wow. Goretzka.
Yes.
Wow.
So these are things that you have to maybe be thinking, well, what the hell is going on? He wasn't injured. It wasn't a formation change by all accounts. So was it Tuchel saying, I have no more respect for you? He's saying he doesn't want to leave. They're never going to say they want to leave.
Yeah, of
but
course.
we can now offer Champions League football. And this is the big key. We can now offer Champions League football.
See,
Are you in?
I was going to reject the story because of what he said. I thought it was just to do with Rice. Speculation Rice might go to Bayern Munich and then say, oh, Goretzka's got to leave. But that's not usually the case. I think they could play together in that midfield. You know, he's such a class player. Now, Goretzka, I've always liked him. He's big, strong, and when I say strong, he's like, he could enter Mr. Universe. And he looks fantastic. He's got a build like a Greek god, one of his statues, you know. He's so strong. And a good midfielder as well, a lot of drive. And I think he'd be suited to the Premier League with what he shows, his guile, but he's got that German technical ability as well. And I think he's a great player. I really do rate him highly. Surprised that the stories come up. Alpha Eagles saying here about Neymar, but no, injury prone. That's right. But I'm surprised the stories come about Goretzka. There was an issue a couple of years ago that he could have been injury prone, but he's played. Seems with his game record, seems to be playing quite a bit. I don't think there's anything in this, to be honest, because we just had Sabitzer, and that was like some, off cut. You know, like you get cow foot and
turkey neck,
turkey neck, and chicken foot and all that kind of thing. You know, that the poor people wait for them and steam up and put in a pot. That's what we got with Sabitzer and a few off cut. Goretzka is not an off cut. He's a slender, big
sirloin,
sirloin steak. And I doubt they'd be throwing him away. I just think it's a story that's come out of nowhere because of the interest in Rice, obviously, and I just don't see any legs in it at all.
Watch this space. Ten Hag is a genius. One more thing on Monday. Before we do go, obviously there's been issues with Sancho.
If you're going to talk about Sancho, I've got a lot to say about this, by the way. But yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah. We'll get this out here. All it was is that he's been linked with a loan move back to Dortmund. Now I heard the kissing of the teeth. That's what I wanted to hear. So bring it out, man. Set that smile off your face. Come and talk to me.
I've had a bit of a war today. I was supposed to be working, but I was on social media defending Jadon Sancho. There's this thing going around. Rival fans and United fans as well are saying he should leave. He hasn't produced. How long's he been there? He's been there 2 seasons. Okay. And people say, oh, look what he did at Dortmund. He hasn't produced it at Man United. They're saying Saka's better than him. They're saying all kinds of negative stuff about him. Oh, look, he's not mentally. He's got the credentials. He's a bottler. He's not up for it. He's plays sideways. He hasn't got that drive, that determination to make it as a big player. And they were comparing him to sort of Morrison, saying there's something wrong with his temperament and all this kind of thing. I think it's a discussion. It's definitely a discussion. But for me, I love Jadon Sancho. I think he's a fantastic footballer. When I say footballer, that's exactly what he is. He's very good with the football. He knows what he's doing for his age. He's very wise. He's been he knows how to play team football. He's got great experience going out to Germany, playing with a well-oiled, well-drilled system in Germany like Dortmund, who are already running. So my thing is this. We've got a first season of a new system, right, with a new manager. I think if we're going to judge him after 3-4 windows and see if the manager rates him. The manager loves him, I think, because he pampered him and said, go away. You're such a talent. Go away mid-season. Take a break. Go up to the mountains. Go and pray to Buddha or whatever and fix up your head and come back, you know? And he come back. How many people would do that? You go change the reserves. We don't really, you know what I mean? No one else would do that. That shows care. That shows I've got a valuable asset here. Granted, he's on big money. We expect him to be delivering, whatever. But we need to be careful. He's not another Martial, someone who fails to deliver. I think we need to... I'm only speculating here, but whatever's wrong with him, we need to know. I think the fans demand to know what's going on with Jadon Sancho. That's a big question mark because we expected a player and he hasn't produced to those sort of levels. That's granted. But I'm saying this. He's a wide playmaker. He's not Garnacho. He's not going to pick up the ball and drive at defenders like that. He's a team player, and he's going to help us in the long run. And I hope, like he turns up like Grealish, a player that people used to write off and Tottenham were going to sign him when they got relegated. Aston Villa, and all that. They're like, nah, maybe not. But he's turned out. There was doubts about his temperament and all that. He turned out to be a flipping fantastic player, and he's not got the speed and all that. But I saw him against Bayern Munich, saw him against Real Madrid in the Champions League knockout rounds, and he was brilliant in a brilliant team. So once our system gets sorted out, Sancho will be devastating, because this is a guy to this day, even when he gets the ball, he's a bit indecisive, maybe it's confidence, but people respect him. You don't rush into Sancho. He will chop you in half. You know, that's how good he is. So I'm giving Sancho. I'm not doing a Maguire thing. Don't try and label me like that. I back Maguire, but I am officially on this channel backing Jadon Sancho. And anyone wants to go head to head with me and say all kinds of rubbish about him or whatever, I'm willing to hear it, but let's have a debate about it in the comments after the show, on the channel, wherever. I'm willing to defend Jadon Sancho, and I want him to prove everyone wrong in the next coming years that he's going to be a fantastic player and well worth the money, good value for money, because he's a good footballer.
Here's one for your Monday then. Just one from Jeff. Does Sancho staying hinder the development of Amad Diallo, Garnacho, and Palestri?
No, because we need squad game. Martial is a guy I might leave. Sancho's shouldn't be under consideration. He's a top player. Rashford's come in. I think all of this is Rashford's games developed this season, because instead of running into traffic every year like he has been doing for years, he's watched Sancho train with him every day. Say, I get it. You're years ahead of your time with your wisdom, Sancho. I'm going to try and realize you've got to be a playmaker at playing wide. You've got to bring people in. You've got to pop it off and then use your strengths. And I think they can learn together. If you combine the forces and mold them into one player, you would have a fantastic player. And that's what Rashford's become this season. Obviously, Sancho's not going to pick up Rashford's pace that easy, but what he is a talented footballer. I've seen him do some brilliant things this season at the club. Things that people say, it's not good, but touches in tight areas, holding up the play, bringing people in, giving us respite, where we're saying he's got the ball, hold it up, and bringing the team up to play camp people in their half, where we can sort of dominate their football. So the mental things can be cured. Physically, he's never going to be running fast as Rashford, but the mental thing, I think, can be cured. And if he does, we've got a hell of a player on our hands. Neymar once said a few years ago, this boy is talented. That's to me is a big endorsement. So I would keep Jadon Sancho, and I want to get behind him. So don't start the boo thing. He's not holding up any players. If you're good enough, you'll get games. Look at Elanga. He was getting games last season before. There's a pecking order. But Sancho's got to be in and around the first team, as has Garnacho, as has Anthony, all these guys. They're all good enough. So there's 4 guys there: Anthony, Sancho, Rashford, and Garnacho. There's 4 guys there for 2 positions wide that can really be effective over the season. So there's no point for me getting rid of him.
Okay. I expected to hear that from you, but I just wanted them guys in the chat to know your feelings on. Look, as Maguire's going, we needed you to have somebody else to back for the season. We'll have to talk to Solo with Fred going. Hopefully, touch wood, Fred going. We'll have to find out. Solo's going to have to find another misfit to support. But guys, look, me and Monday did the thing as usual. It's Monday. We'll be back. We will be back tomorrow, and Wednesday, probably Thursday, and most definitely Friday. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for the comments. Before you leave, please hit the like button on your way out. If you are new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Amanda, anything else you want to tell them before we depart?
Yeah, just big up to everyone in the chat. I know, look, we give our opinions. Here's one for you, Big G, saying he needs a world-class striker around him. He plays, he's a player with that assists others. He's a team player for sure. So I hope I've swayed you guys with our opinion. Get off his back. Don't treat him like Maguire. Don't create nicknames for him. He's obviously had something wrong with him. Let's hope he turns it around and comes back a great player, the 75 or 85 million pound player that we paid for next season. It's same as Anthony.
Guys, Monday Night Agenda. Thanks for watching. We're out.
Bye-bye.